Hi everyone, happy Friday, happy casual Friday. I'm having casual Friday today, jeans and a t-shirt day. I am here to speak to you really briefly today about a very special story that is going to light up your heart like it did mine. I just know it will. So on Monday, I had a one-on-one session with one of my clients I've been working with for 8 months. We started in December, like we did the paperwork in December, but we started and we kicked off in January. Here we are in August. It's been 8 months, and I want to share with you what happened this week in our one-on-one call on a one-on-one session on Monday. So it was the day before this client's 58th birthday. And she was so excited for our session. She was just like, the moment she got on, she was just like, I wanted to call you earlier this morning. Because I left the functional doctor's office with such great news. And I was just like trying to keep it together and just say, I have a session with her later today. I'm not going to call her. She has lots of things to do. So our session started with this greeting where she was just literally bubbling over with excitement and happiness and joy. And I knew she wanted to share something, and she was just like, she told me, I left the functional medicine doctor's office with such great news. I said, well, you better tell me what it is. And she said, I stood on the scale. I'm 193 pounds. And then she cried. So let me take you back a little bit. When I started working with Rhonda, she was overwhelmed and totally stuck with so many complicated health issues that were all piling one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another. And through all of that health stuff, she also had weight gain, and that was sorry, hold on one second. I've got my notes on a laptop here. I just have to plug it in. Apologies. So she had all these health problems, and her weight at 5'4" tall was over 230 pounds. And yet, with everything she had going on, which included, we now found out, was SIBO, so small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which wasn't diagnosed at the time that we met. And she had all these sort of symptoms coming up. And at one point we thought it was lupus. Not we thought, but the doctors, the medical professionals thought it was lupus. She went through so many different tests and was encouraged to go through even more tests. She was very overwhelmed. There was a potential leaky gut issue as well. Definitely anxiety, lots of anxiety, depression, and massive food allergies, as well as massive inflammation in her face. Her face would swell, her neck would swell, everything would swell up. So if you could just imagine this incredibly waking up with a swollen face and swollen neck, trouble breathing, trouble swallowing, can't come out liquid sometimes, having anxiety, having depression. The medical professionals don't know what exactly is going on with you. And your weight's gone up to over 230 pounds. And it was just a lot. It was a lot. She didn't know what to do. And she had been to a webinar of mine previously, like a year earlier. It was an Ayurveda webinar, and she remembers it and that it really stood out for her. So she reached out to me. And as her nutrition and health coach, I cannot even begin to tell you how proud and happy and overjoyed and just all of that I feel with what we've achieved together, what we've co-created in her life. We have progressed where she has eliminated and turned around so many of those health issues that she had at the beginning, where she was so overwhelmed with all of them. And so she's progressed so far in her health and with her actual medical conditions. It's just become amazing. And like I said, she had up to 6 medical conditions that came as a top priority, and weight loss was something she kind of had on the back of her mind, sort of like, I'm 5'4" and I'm over 230 pounds. I should probably lose some weight. But it was just one too many things. Do you know, have you been there where it's just one too many things and you cannot just take on that one thing anymore? And I knew that once we clear the path, once we come into alignment and work on getting her body fueled and her cells optimized and getting things where she's loaded with nutrients and moving away from what she can't eat of these allergies towards a focus on all the abundance of foods and delicious recipes and the new things you can create and all of the delicious foods that are out there that you can eat. And really focusing on all of my core fundamental fueled philosophies, all of my core fueled teachings, those fundamentals, she was like a sponge to them. She really, really, really understood her aha moments at the end of each session when she understood the fundamentals that I was, imparting onto her, that are my own intellectual property. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so that I was imparting onto her, you could see it. And she, every week, step by step, just one step at a time sometimes, but that's all it takes sometimes to make massive results at the end of your journey, right? So in a short amount of time, actually. So we focused on her health issues. We focused on getting herself back into an excellent state of health. We focused on her nutrition, on her cells, on her body, on her biology, on her, her physiology, optimizing everything that we could. I've been there in my life before where I was so overwhelmed that you almost are paralyzed, and then one day at a time and 1 week at a time, and then a month happens and every day you're doing something towards your goals, a small thing. And then 8 months later, let me tell you, so many of those health conditions gone, her health, her happiness, her weight's gone down 41 pounds. She weighed in at 193, and let me tell you, this was a natural byproduct. She put no directed effort towards weight loss. It's just something that happens when you come into alignment, when you do the fueled philosophy, when you do the fundamentals and you really get into the fundamentals and you understand what you're doing for your body. That's so incredible, that I'm teaching and that you're creating in your life. So the weight slips off. It literally slips off. The excess slips off as you come into alignment and you really fuel your life, fuel your body. So I'm going to share with you here. So this is a big celebration for us. We had this big celebration for her, for a part of her session where we actually, because it's so big, in less than a year already, in 8 months, 41 pounds down. We're just in the beginning of August, and no restrictive disposable diets with a lot of deprivation, none of it. Positivity, delicious fueled foods, optimizing your cellular health, nothing that was restricted in diets and deprivation and all of this hard stuff. And, no concerted directed effort towards weight loss, because weight loss is a natural byproduct of getting really healthy so that your body is thriving, your organs are thriving, you are thriving. It's a natural byproduct. It's so cool. It might be amazing to some people because the diet industry, like I've said in other videos, is always kind of shouting out to us, be skinny, be skinny, be skinny, be skinny. It's like this only thing that we should want, and it's always some cheap shortcut method that's unhealthy, not sustainable. It's just a shortcut that doesn't really get you anywhere but into a yo-yo dieting pattern. That industry is just really, really, really not benefiting society. And so I'm definitely offering something very different and completely different. And I just love to share this story. And I should share more of my clients' stories. And I will going forward, but especially just because we celebrated her birthday and we celebrated her success. And in 8 months, 41 pounds down is a natural byproduct of fueling your life. So, and she progressed immensely in the healing of those 5 or 6 health conditions that she was suffering from so badly. So let me just read a little bit here. I've got my laptop. So here we go. And I want to say I didn't advise on every one of those health issues. Where a medical condition was outside of my scope of practice, that is always something that I reach out to. Usually I work with a particular functional medicine doctor. We do very thorough blood work, and I always get sent all the blood work. And she handles the functional medicine aspect of it, and I do the coaching. And actually the actual getting it done. Execution is everything, So many people leave doctors' offices and then they're not really sure about the day-to-day, or like, how do I handle this week and what happens next week and all of that kind of stuff. So, and having someone co-create and be there with you is so huge. So let me share with you what Rhonda had to say. Rhonda says, I cleared the path for her. That's how she describes it. She said that she felt like she had no control and was so overwhelmed, and that I could not have done this without you. She says, you could see the big picture, but I couldn't see the forest from the trees in front of me because I couldn't see past my anxiety and fear and upset and just not knowing. And when you don't know what to do, and all you know is that everything you've done is not helping, it paralyzes you. And you said from the beginning, I got you, I'll help you, I'm gonna be there every step of the way. And that was enough to lighten my load. So losing weight was a byproduct of trusting somebody who had my best interests in their heart from the beginning and who cleared the path for me to walk through. I still had to choose, make the effort, and never was anything I did dumb or stupid. You never scolded me, heaped blame on me, made me feel bad for anything I was doing or anything I was going through, and you just kept reaffirming that I am here for you. I've got this, you are going to be good. And you can't see that in the beginning because you don't have any hope, but now that I look back, I can see it. If one person who is stuck and not happy and not healthy and doesn't know where to go can be helped by this. So that's Rhonda's hope, and that's why she wants to share her story with everybody, is if one person can be helped who isn't healthy, who isn't feeling good, who isn't happy, who has medical stuff going on, who, has weight that they want to take off of their body once and for all in a healthy, sustainable way, if they can be helped by this, that's what matters to Rhonda. So, and it's so beautiful because when she didn't have her health, the only thing that mattered to Rhonda was getting her health back. And that is exactly what happens to us when we are in that state. When you don't have your health, you have nothing. You can't be there for other people. Everyone's impacted by it. And you can't even think beyond your own, oh my gosh, this swelling, I can't even breathe hardly today, So it's just been so amazing. So she trusted the process, which is, I have to give her all the credit for doing all of the stuff on her side, right? She trusted the process. I have the process. I have the strategies. I have the proven strategies. I know the transformation I can bring. That's why this wasn't in the least bit overwhelming to me, because I said, I've got this. I've got you where you're going to be good. I can help you. I'm here for you. I've got your back, because this isn't overwhelming for me. This is something that I'm very capable of, working with somebody. And it's my expertise. It's what I love. It's what I've lived in my life, what I've learned from my life lessons and everything else. So she trusted, she committed to the journey. She took one step at a time, but she took that step. She didn't follow 100 other voices online, because there's so many voices online that you could follow. She trusted, she believed, and she achieved. That is so important. Trust, believe, and achieve. Now she knows how to eat, how to fuel her body, how to heal, how to make amazing meals with nutritious ingredients, what to focus on when things get tough, what to do when she is eating for emotional reasons, and how to shed excess weight with ease, flow, grace, and happy taste buds. You can totally have this too. Trust me, you're actually at a very likely a better place than where Rhonda was when we started in January, when she signed those papers. I would love to co-create this kind of future with you. So I offer one-on-one nutrition coaching and programs that, using a process that I developed that does not include any deprivation or diets or disposable diets or anything like that. And it draws on 10,000-year-old Ayurvedic teachings, as well as modern science and processes that have helped me through my life. And now something that you need to know is that not all nutrition specialists are great coaches. They're really not. There's a lot of excellent nutrition specialists, but not every one of them is a great coach. It's an art and a science. and it's my absolute passion. And you can feel it when I work with you. You can feel it in my programs, in my one-on-one sessions, and all of my masterclasses. I absolutely love what I do. I am never just showing up and going through the motions. I would love to co-create your best health, your best happiness, and your most amazing nutrition and health destiny with you. So if that resonates with you, then please contact me. I have 20-minute, free 20-minute, 40-minute consultation calls. We can have a chat and discuss your goals and if I can help and how I can help. All right, thanks so much for listening. Have a happy Friday, have a healthy weekend, and I hope that this inspires at least one person. All right, take care, have a great one, bye. Oh hey, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I have a lot more where that came from, and you are going to love it all. Be sure to click through to the next video, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and smash that notification icon so that you always know what's happening. This is Agathe from Fueled, and I will see you in the next video.